The thing about this show is that it really could go on forever because you're going to have a new class every year.
They let the episode go out free on YouTube, and they had barely 1,000 people tune in. A YouTuber live streamed Spock action figure sitting in an empty chair, and it got 3 times more viewers.
All life is born from chaos. The world doesn't always adhere to logic. Sometimes down is up.
How Alex Kurtzman destroyed Star Trek. In 2017, Star Trek fans were excited as a new series was being produced by CBS All Access called Star Trek Discovery. The show starred Sonequa Martin Green as Michael Burnham, Doug Jones as Saru, Shazad Latif as Vok and Ash Tyler, Jason Isaacs as Gabriel Lorca in Season 1, and Anson Mount as Captain Pike in Season 2. The series was announced in November 2015 as the first Star Trek series since Star Trek Enterprise concluded in 2005. It was produced by CBS Studios in association with Secret Hideout and Roddenberry Entertainment. Fuller was initially set as showrunner but left due to creative differences with CBS. He was replaced by Gretchen J. Berg and Aaron Harberts, with producing support from Akiva Goldsman for the first season. Berg and Harberts were fired by CBS during production on the second season. Kurtzman took over as showrunner and was joined by Michelle Paradise starting with the third season. Discovery features more serialized storytelling than previous Star Trek series, but became more episodic in later seasons. Filming took place at Pinewood Toronto Studios in Toronto, Canada, and existing franchise designs were reinvented with modern techniques and visual effects. The series' release led to record subscriptions for CBS All Access, and it became the most viewed original series on both All Access and Paramount+. It has received positive reviews from critics who highlighted Martin Green's performance and the time jump to the 32nd century, as well as numerous accolades including 2 Primetime Creative Arts Emmy Awards for its prosthetic makeup and visual effects. The series began an expansion of the Star Trek franchise, including the companion short series Star Trek Short Treks, spin-off series Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and spin-off film Star Trek Section 31. Various tie-in media and 2 official aftershows have also been produced based on the series. The series begins around 10 years before the events of Star Trek the original series, when Commander Michael Burnham's actions start a war between the United Federation of Planets and the Klingon Empire. She is court-martialed, stripped of rank, and reassigned to the USS Discovery, which has a unique means of propulsion called the Spore Drive. After an adventure in the Mirror Universe, Discovery helps end the Klingon War. In the second season, they investigate 7 mysterious signals and a strange figure known as the Red Angel, and fight off a rogue artificial intelligence. This conflict ends with the Discovery traveling to the 32nd century, more than 900 years into their future. In the first 2 seasons of Discovery, Alex Kurtzman was only on board as an executive producer. After beginning his career writing for the series Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Star Trek Voyager, Bryan Fuller was announced as the new series showrunner and co-creator alongside Kurtzman in February 2016.
We traveled into the future. 930 years. A one-way trip.
You have reached year 3188.
Is there life here? Anywhere?
Multiple life signs detected.
Nicholas Meyer, co-writer and director of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan and Star Trek VI. The Undiscovered Country also joined the series as a consulting producer. In March, Rod Roddenberry, the son of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, and Trevor Roth of Roddenberry Entertainment also joined the series as executive producers. Fuller said working with people previously involved with Star Trek was really about making sure that we maintain authenticity. And said Meyer, who is widely considered to have made the best Star Trek film in The Wrath of Khan, brought a clarity and a cleanliness to the storytelling. The show started with great promise and had good episodes, but internal strife was beginning to take its toll. At the end of October, CBS asked Fuller to step down as showrunner and announced a restructuring of the production. Berg and Harberts were made sole showrunners, working from a broad story arc and overall mythology established by Fuller. Kurtzman and Fuller would continue as executive producers, but with Fuller moving his attention fully to American Gods. And Akiva Goldsman would join as a supporting producer, similar to the role he held on Fringe alongside Kurtzman. CBS said they were still happy with Fuller's creative direction for the series, but some elements that came from him, including designs and more heavily allegorical and complex story points, were soon dropped. Fuller later confirmed that he was no longer involved with the series. After Kurtzman took over, the second season was on track for a January 2019 premiere. There was enough of a delay in production that CBS extended the season's episode count to 14 as a way to amortize the cost of the delays. In February 2019, shortly after the season premiere, the series was renewed for a third season with writer Michelle Paradise promoted to co-showrunner alongside Kurtzman. In October 2019, Kurtzman said the third season would consist of 13 episodes. In June 2018, after becoming sole showrunner of Discovery, Kurtzman signed a 5-year overall deal with CBS Television Studios to expand the Star Trek franchise beyond Discovery to several new series, miniseries, and animated series. Though the first 2 seasons were highly successful and brought the largest audience to streaming services, the show's political overtones overshadowed the storytelling and viewership dwindled. Shakeups among the production staff led Alex Kurtzman being the prime showrunner, and the series fell in popularity. That gave us 2 or 3 weak seasons. Michael Burnham turned out to be a Mary Sue type of character who could do no wrong, and Gabriel Lorca turned out to be an evil old white dude.
There's nothing they can do if I want to keep my own eyes, and I do. I have to suffer light change slowly. I like to think it makes me mysterious.
You're en route to Vulcan to pick up a new captain. I was briefed on the classified details surrounding your last one. I know he betrayed this group.
It seems the only decent white dudes had to be gay on this series. Straight heterosexual males all had major faults. The one exception was the introduction of Anson Mount as Captain Christopher Pike, a fan favorite, as Mount was highly reminiscent of Jeffrey Hunter, the original Captain Pike. With all of the inner turmoil, which we only touched on here, and the changes in story and cast, the audience for the appropriately named STD was dwindling. The showrunners finally started to listen to the fans and gave us Strange New Worlds. Again, initially successful as the producers followed a lot of fan advice and made the shows more episodic and not serialized. In its first season anyway, there were a lot of good episodes. Then in season 2, they began to get silly in certain episodes, and the quality of that show dwindled and has recently been canceled. They gave us 4 10-episode seasons, and the 5th and final season will bring us only 6 episodes. One highlight of Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek was the return of Captain Picard with Patrick Stewart. A week after the series premiere, CBS said that Picard had set a new record for the total streams of a CBS All Access original series by its subscribers, with 115% more total streams than the previous record set by Star Trek Discovery. CBS also partly attributed the premiere of the series for the month of January 2020, breaking the service's record for the most new subscribers in a month, helped by the week of Picard's premiere, being the second most new subscribers in a single week for the service. After the dismal showing of Star Trek Nemesis, the future of Star Trek's Next Generation was in doubt, until this show brought back the good captain, and the 3rd season even brought back the original cast of the series. But the ratings were not sufficient enough to give us a 4th season of that show. Then there was the animated series Prodigy, which only gave us 2 seasons of 40 episodes. Then there was another animated series called Lower Decks. This series was more successful with 5 seasons, though viewership is not known but highly rated critically.
What are you doing in my space station?
I'm giving you a chance to get back in on the action on a galactic scale.
Alex Kurtzman gave us the first Star Trek movie, which was only available for streaming, Section 31. A spin-off from the series Star Trek Discovery, the film is set in the franchise's lost era between the Star Trek The Original Series films and the series Star Trek The Next Generation. It follows Philippa Georgiou as she works with Section 31, a secret division of Starfleet tasked with protecting the United Federation of Planets, and must face the sins of her past. Many critics gave the film a negative review, with several finding it to be the worst entry in the Star Trek franchise. It became the lowest rated Star Trek film or television series on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, which reported a 23% approval score and an average rating of 3.0 out of 10 based on 52 reviews. The website's critical consensus reads, "Beam it out of here, Scotty." The week ending January 26th put it 8th on the company's list of top streaming films for the week. A very low debut. The handwriting was on the wall by the time Starfleet Academy was released.
You hold on to how much you hate me right now, kid. It'll keep you warm at night.
Find him! Portal breach.
The more Kurtzman was involved in Star Trek, the more people tuned out. We know his politics will take precedence over storytelling, and it's so obvious here that most aren't even giving the show a chance. More people watched Nerdrotic's broadcast of a Spock action figure on YouTube than watched the series premiere of the show, even though it was free on the YouTube channel. They brought in distinguished Oscar-nominated actors Holly Hunter as well as Paul Giamatti to give the series some gravitas and name recognition. It also gained an 88% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, although the audience score was only 43%. But Star Trek fans have no use for Kurtzman Trek anymore and are just staying away.
And that was our look at how Alex Kurtzman destroyed Star Trek. Now, when Star Trek Discovery came on, as we saw, Brian Fuller was in charge, and he seemed to get Star Trek. Discovery started really good, best ratings ever for a streaming show. And then there was some inner turmoil, and there was a shakeup in the production staff. And Brian Fuller was out. He was didn't like the direction the show was going in, and it eventually led to Alex Kurtzman taking over the project. Well, after the second season of Discovery, the audience dwindled for that show. And we saw how Kurtzman had a little bit of success with a couple of the shows, but mostly failures, until Star Trek Starfleet Academy, which isn't even in the top 10 ranked Paramount Plus shows, and doesn't seem to have gone anywhere. It has no traction. If you look at the comments section under the YouTube version, it's all mostly negative comments and negative thumbs down on that show. So what's the future for Star Trek? Believe Alex Kurtzman's going to be out, and there may not be any more new Star Trek. Oh well, it was a good run for most of the series. Even the Kelvin Timeline movies, the first two made good money. The third one was mixed, and it looks like we may not have any more Star Trek. I don't know what's in store. There's going to be new executives at Paramount, and apparently Alex Kurtzman is out, and rightly so. But anyway, that was our show for today. What do you think? Do you like any of Alex Kurtzman's Star Treks? Did you think it was well made? Did you think it was poor quality? Let me know your thoughts on all of Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek, especially Starfleet Academy, in the comments section below. And until next time, this is Kevin Given, hoping that you will subscribe to my channel, click the little bell to stay informed, check out my Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise, which is in the comments section. And until next time, live long and prosper. May the Force be with you, and keep reaching for the stars.